your fancy. You can have it any way you want. Your fancy. You can have anything you like. It's your fancy. You can have it any way you want. Your fancy. You can have anything.
This is for you, Libra. March is the month of the angelic frequencies of the gemstone Aquamarine. Your birthstone for you, particularly Libra, is Opal. And what we need to do is see how these two gemstones resonate with each other. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to contact me, you can visit www.readingsbyrosemary.com, where we provide you with all the information necessary for finding out how to obtain one of our spiritual consultations, psychic astrology, Rosicrucian Kabbalah, as well as classes and upcoming seminars. Now, March's gemstone of Aquamarine has the light emanations of the astrology archangel Amethyst, and your zodiac sign gemstone of Opal has the properties of light bestowed by the zodiac archangel Zuriel. Stay right here as we give you the gemstones particular to your ruling planet of Venus. Now, Libra, white sapphire and clear diamonds, white topaz, quartz crystals, as well as zircons are the precious stones used to align oneself with the energies of the astrology planetary angel Hanael, who is assigned to the planet Venus in Kabbalah, also called Anael, being Haniel or Anaphiel, since these names and resulting slightly varying angels corresponding to Venus apply pleasurable, though attenuated levels of bestowal, creature comforts, and sensuality. So be very mindful of your own intentions and potency when utilizing these powerful gemstones in unison with each other. The planetary angel, sometimes called Hanael, assigned to the planet Venus, again, which is your ruling planet for Libra. Libra is the daytime abode of Venus, where Virgo is the nighttime habitation of the morning star. Now, again, this planetary angel, Anael, or Hanael, sometimes called Haniel or Naphiel, again, which is assigned to Venus. I believe the Hebrew word is kokab. But anyway, that's for another class. And the scepter of Netzach is assigned to Venus in Kabbalah. Among the order of the Elohim, this attribute of God is evoked using the God name of Yahweh Sabaoth with an S-A-B, or Yod He Vav He Zabaoth with a T-Z. So remember that just a slight difference in spelling invokes quite a, different angel. It's similar, of course, but the God name or the archangelic archetype is going to be different if the spelling is different. Now, Anael, Hanael being varying names of this divine attribute found in the angelic realm, where dreamy desire in general and specific desire of victory is found in Netzach, really coming through this angel known as the beauty or the grace of God in Kabbalah. Hanael, Anael, and Naphiel, or Haniel, is among the angels who helped transport Enoch to heaven in the Book of Enoch. The Hebrew Book of 3 Enoch, or Book of Enoch by R. Ishmael ben Elisha, the high priest, chapter 17, we read that the princes of the 7 heavens of the sun, moon, planets, and constellations, and their suites of angels. R. Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, the glory of all heaven, said to me, 7 are the princes, the great, beautiful, revered, wonderful, and honored ones who are appointed over the 7 havens. Important information is often found in the footnotes, and here we have a continuation which is in the footnote portion, which is extremely important. Then came Anaphiel, to which Anaphiel is assigned a position higher than that of Metatron. So that's very important. Anael or Haniel is said to hold a high position, being a chief of both the order of virtues as well as principalities. Venusian angel Anael is also sometimes referred to as the angel Ariel, which is evocative of the prophecy of Isaiah, where God judges Jerusalem and prophesies about converting the Gentile nations. We read in the Douay-Rheims Bible that in chapter 29, verses 1 to 2, woe to Ariel the city which David took. Year is added to year, the solemnities are at an end, and I will make a trench about Ariel, and it shall be in sorrow and mourning, and it shall be to me as Ariel. So remember, the Venusian energies have a pleasurable side, but they also have a toxic or poisonous side that is prone to perfidy. Perfidy is when you surrender to someone to see what the enemy or the opponent or the competitor has got to get them to show their hand a little bit. So that's what you're going to be finding during this time. Now, Venus is known as the attribute of God, the morning star, found in Revelation 22:16. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you these things in the churches. I am the root and stock of David, the bright and morning star. Your air guardian archangel Raphael speaks to you from your Libra astrology archangel, who is Zuriel. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Libra zodiac angel Zuriel, who resides over the scales cardinal air, and here are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, Zuriel's love, rapture, and romance transmission. The green angelic light frequencies of Zuriel, combined with exhilarating healing oscillations emanating from freshly relaxing vibratory pulses from the gemstone of Aquamarine, invigorates your romantic relationships. And this is due to provisions made by divine providence through this birthstone's privileged spiritual inheritance. Enjoyment of a precise permutation of zodiac angel Mitziel's natural 12th house attributes, in addition to your own Libra energies, bestows to you overflowing quantities of heartfelt personal associations with the traditional zodiac sign of Pisces, because of the enhancing cool and subtle light beams that sparkle forth from a gem which reserves delightful experience for the holder of such a gemstone through a refreshment of the heart chakra, thus causing great delight and physicality via interdimensional communication, made possible through harmonizing within the third eye, crown, and sacral chakras. Zuriel's money and wealth transmission. Finances show overflowing abundance for those who spend time getting to know economic principles as well as how to woo money's fickle spirit into a well-prepared lair. That which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below, as is stated in the great alchemical work, the Emerald Tablet, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus. Now, a little later on, we're going to get into more about sort of it's like a yin and yang principle where Keter is in Malkut, and Malkut is in Keter. This is the highest Sephira in Kabbalah, the crown chakra, and the lowest Sephira in Kabbalah, Malkut, the root chakra, the kingdom, the substantial versus the divine unsubstantial. Now, we want to talk about the four worlds here of Kabbalah. There are 10 Sephira in Kabbalah, but there are 22 paths between the Sephira, and that brings us to 32. They call them paths of wisdom for the tree, for the Kabbalistic tree. So the four worlds encompass some of the Sephir, like the lowest Malkut is in the lowest world, the highest three supernals of Keter and Chochmah and Binah are in the the top world of Absolute. So here we have a situation where we have the Kabbalistic tree, and it's worlds, four world associations of that creates the name of God, the Hebrew name of God for Aries, which is, Aries is a martial or warlike attribute. It's like Aries or Mars. These are Roman and Greek names, or some of the other names would be associated would be like Samael, that angel, kind of this Kamael, these very sort of warrior archetypes, or archetypes that they're ready to do battle. So your energy is Venusian, but this top world is a fire aspect. We have Yud He Vav He, and that name of God, of Jehovah, it's a war god because Jehovah is Yud He Vav He is Aries. It is that permutation. There are many permutations, and these are associated with Hebrew months, which are gotten from when Moses got it from Egypt. He was a prince of Egypt. He learned from the Egyptian sorcerers, and he came out of Egypt and brought the Ark of the Covenant, and he brought forth the astrological associations, which we're going to get into in classes in the future and further, videos as well. So we're going to get into that for you. But for now, let's just say with the Yud He Vav He, it is fire, water, air, earth are the elements. King, queen, prince, princess, father, mother, son, and daughter. So what we have is the top word of Absolute, which is fire, which is the Yud. One of my teachers warned me, lest we worship the Yud. You're not supposed to worship any of this. It's called Hashem, because the minute you name anything, you degrade it. All right? So, the top world, Absolute, is associated with the divine, unsubstantial. It is the creative force of the will, but it's not the will where you're trying to force something. It's like a creative force of just the light. It's Boré. So we have Absolute. Then we have the world of Bria. Bria Olam. Olam means world in Hebrew. So we have Bria Olam, that is the water world. And that is the world of archetypes. And right here we have archangelic forces, gods and goddesses, that type of thing. Then next we have Yetzirah Olam. We have formation. Yetzirah means formation, Olam, world. And that's the prince world, and that's where we have air. That's the valve. And valve means nail, pin, or hook. The hay, we're not going to get into all that right now, but let's just say with where we are. We have valve, and then we have the world of that's the prince world. That's the unsubstantial. Then you go down to Asaya, because the air world, Prince Yetzirah, that is the prince scale, the sun, the valve. That is, it's planning and formation of goals. So when you write things down, that kind of thing. So then you go into Asaya, which is the lowest world. It's associated with Malkut, with kingdom. You bring that divine, unsubstantial, all the way down the tree into the kingdom, into substantial, because it means substantial. And it also means physicality, 3D reality, or the kingdom. And it's also associated, again, with Asaya, meaning the realm of the flesh, or the demons beneath. So it's Asaya Olam. So if you're in the physical world, you're dealing with Asaya. So anyway, we will get more into that later. It can get very deep discussing these topics, but it's very interesting. Kabbalah is extremely interesting. It's extremely helpful in understanding spirituality in a more scientific way. You don't have to check your ego at the door to study Kabbalah, nor do you have to check your intelligence at the door. You can have an ego, a healthy ego, and you can have an intelligent scientific mind, and this will help with the spiritual aspect of life and all the realms between the physical and the spiritual. It's very helpful. Connecting one's God self and absolute to receiving monies becomes ever more fun and adventurous while remaining dignified during an astrological progression where combining opal for Libra or clear quartz, even zircon for Venus, with aquamarine, that's the Pisces association because of the month, unites astrology archangelic forces known to Zuriel and Omnitziel, reviving businesses both great and small. So you get a refreshment with an exuberant force of willpower to allow for spiritual development. And it's a cultivation of your actual very soul, destined for great prominence when in the world to come. Experiential divine illumination is projected from within the soul self, then being reflected back towards any individual monad based upon purpose, intent, as well as what's important, attitude. The sacral crown and third eye chakras are reinvigorated in celestial surroundings with March's gemstone, expecting you to endow boundless opportunity to a world fettered by unnecessary self-restriction. In this way, you provide immeasurably pleasant experiences for yourself and for everybody around you. So it's very important. Now for Zuriel's health and fitness transmission. Health centers on complementing upper supernal realms such as crown and third eye chakras through objectively manifesting situations via sacral chakra vortex assertions from divine principle towards physicality, ascending up to more fruitful dimensions, which, though well applied, still, remember the Kabbalah, the Sephirah associated with chakras. The Sephirah it's really a similar system. It just gives you a little bit more detail about the two sides of the coin of light and darkness, and then the middle pillar in the center. And these supernal realms are going to come through to you from the divine principle up in the third eye area, and it comes via the sacral chakra. And the divine principle comes towards physicality, then ascending up into more fruitful dimensions, which, even though it's well applied, chakra healing techniques are able to be timeless while concurrently also substantial. That's not the divine substantial, that's just the substantial in the kingdom, Malkut. A Kabbalistic assertion stating that, again, we mentioned this, Keter's in Malkut, and Malkut is in Keter, similar to yin and yang, a little bit of this in that, a little bit of light in every darkness, a little bit of darkness in every light. And you find a place in these natural 12th house, Piscean attributes, since March's zodiac sign of Pisces ruling planets are concerned with both the feet and the head due to correspondences with Jupiter and Neptune respectively, remembering that Jupiter associates with the sacral chakra to stabilize the entire energetic organism expressed in 10 Kabbalistic Sephirotic dimensions. You just remember, it has to be healthy. Whatever you're doing to the objectified ego, it has got to be healthy. And you can tell. It's not what makes you good or what makes you bad. It's not what makes you feel good or what makes you feel bad. It's what makes you well and feel well. That's the key. Now, astrocartographic arrangements currently as well as at birth must be revealed if a holistic style of unveiling one's inner nature is truly what's desired. Disclaimers in order here. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Remember to chant your divine tone of we balance, or try out the higher aspect of simply meditating on the quality of balancing, and be wise, be well, be all you are meant to be, Libra. Thank you for joining us, and join us again.